The other thing that we want to talk about as regarding self-acceptance is comparisons, and particularly killing comparisons.
Absolutely.
Comparisons are, I want to say they're death to a person.
I think they can be.
They can be.
If you're comparing and you're trying to fit the mold of somebody and something else, then yeah, you're pretty much killing who you are, because you have to break out of who you are to fit into this person's mold. So you can't live out both molds at the same time. One has to suffer, one has to die.
And that's tough. I think we do have a good sense of self, just going back because of our Creator. But all of those things are still, there's so many influences that come in that can...
Can you flesh that out a little bit? What do you mean you think we have a pretty good sense of self?
We serve God, and so us in that serving of God, we recognize that He's our Father, He's the Creator.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you say us, you're referring to the two of us.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm
you
sorry.
and me.
I'm thinking in a broader sense.
No.
Okay.
But for everyone, I mean, us.
Right.
But, we have a sense of self because we recognize who our Creator is, God being our Creator. But all of that has to be still worked out because we have our own self, and then we have external influences that can pull us off course.
And God didn't only create the two of us.
Right.
He also created
everybody else.
Exactly.
In place. So killing comparisons and saying, you know what? I cannot compare myself to anyone else. I know that's something that I've struggled with. Like, oh, so-and-so sounds better, or I sound better than so-and-so, or I write better than so-and-so, or so-and-so writes better than me. Like, either way you split the comparison, it's still wrong. And it's still damaging to your sense of self in a prideful way, in a self-deprecating way. And both of those are
wrong.
So
then how do we interact with people who are similar but different from us? We have two people that rap, right? I feel like so-and-so is a better rapper than me. Instead of having that approach, what should my approach be? Because I'm still interacting, I'm still hearing this person's music, I'm still hearing my music, so there still has to be some kind of juxtaposition between the two. So how do we navigate that?
So-and-so is a great rapper. Period.
Simple. Okay.
It's taking yourself out of the equation. And really, at least for one of the things that I've learned, that really God has shown me, is to celebrate others.
Okay.
Period. That's it. Celebrate others, praise others, acknowledge the gifts of others. Okay. Others.
I'm reminded of, who is it? Willie Moore?
Willie Moore Jr.
Right.
Yes.
He said, compete but don't compare.
Compete but don't compare.
Right.
Compete but don't compare.
So we always have that clear line, like, this person is great. And it can stand like that all by itself, without doing any violence to my assessment of myself or my abilities. Okay. Exactly.
Okay. And that's important, because jealousy can destroy. It's just, we talk about Saul and David. So in the Bible we've got, I think it's 1 Samuel 18.
Yeah.
And so we have Saul and David, who are both warriors. And
one is a king.
One's a king.
And one is a soldier.
And one's a soldier, but they soldier. That's such like a hard word for me. Soldier.
Good job.
Soldier. One's a king and one's a soldier.
3
I have
times.
to say it slow.
Good to go.
I'm not going to say it again.
You're good.
But they both have fought many battles.
Right.
And so...
Well, actually, no. David had only fought that one, if we're talking about Goliath.
No,
in terms of on the battlefield. Okay.
Right, we're talking about afterwards.
Okay.
So David's coming back from a battle, and the crowd is chanting, Saul has killed his thousands. King Saul has killed his thousands. And David his tens of thousands.
Right.
So
That drove
Saul
Saul
hears
mad.
this. Now, Saul is a king, and David is not a king. And so Saul goes crazy. He becomes super jealous of David, who was once one of his trusted, his son's best friend.
Yeah, the order switches up, because that was after David and Goliath.
Right. Yes.
So that was one of David's initial battles. So it did continue to get worse.
It got worse because he
Saul
kept winning
tried
battles
to pull David in close
to keep an eye on him.
Right, but he couldn't get rid of the jealousy, and he wound up driving David out and then pursuing David's life after
At
David
the expense
left.
of his own personal life.
Yeah, and at the expense of his throne.
And his throne.
Which was never under assault from David.
David did not want
because
that
of
thing.
the comparison and because of the jealousy, Saul was driven to try and kill David for something David wasn't even interested in at the time.
That's So that jealousy was just so destructive that it cost this king his whole throne, his life. I mean, he literally went crazy. So jealousy can totally destroy relationships. It can destroy your sense of self.
Absolutely.
So we have Saul and David. We have them experiencing this jealousy. Saul having jealousy against David. David just like, hey, you're the king. I'm here to serve you, was kind of his attitude.
Right.
And we saw the destructiveness that the jealousy took on Saul. Instead of just celebrating, because David was one of his soldiers.
Right, and David's victory was Saul's victory. Because David's fighting for the kingdom secures Saul's position as king.
Exactly.
And Saul has to do a lot less work. If David can kill 10,000...
That means he can just sit back in the castle and
that got David in trouble. But,
wow.
Yeah, but that's 10,000 less people that Saul has to kill for the same cause.
Right.
And they're all fighting for Israel.
And so that's the thing with jealousy. Jealousy divides. Right? I always say the enemy tries to divide people, and God is all about multiplication and addition. But what Saul didn't understand was, this is one team.
Right.
This is a one team thing. It's not like he's
not Saul's team either.
Yeah,
this is
not.
God's nation.
Yeah.
This is God's king. This is God's people. So just having that perspective that it's a lot bigger than just you. So you don't have to be jealous because this is not your thing anyway.
It's not about moi. It's not about me. In God's word, it talks about the body of Christ. Like everyone has different gifts. Everyone has different talents.
Right. Everybody's a different body part.